What is up, my Shadowverse soldiers, and welcome back to another Shadowverse Evolve video. Alright soldiers, so we're going to be talking about the Havencraft reveals for Idolmaster Cinderella Girl, so let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so looking at our first card, we have Nana Abe Cinderella Girl. So she's a 2-cost 2/2, you can evolve for 1. When she comes into play fanfare ~1, you can select enemy following the field and give it -1/-1. And would you look at that, it's a cute card doing control things. So hopefully with one of the two, I'm pretty sure the cute deck is able to play something 2 or less from the EX area, if I'm correct. I think there's one of the combos that you're actually able to use here, so being able to play a 2-cost for free, and then you're able to get rid of one of your magical item tokens to go ahead and -1/-1 a follower. Alright, so looking at Nana Abe Evolve, so she turns into a 3/3, but on Evolve you discard an Idolmaster Cinderella Girl card, give your leader +2 defense, and then draw a card. But on Super Evolve, you can select an enemy following the field and it becomes an amulet, and you can give it at the start of your main phase, deal 2 damage to your leader, and also to activate 1 play point to discard 2 cards and then bury this. Alright, so it looks like Azudio became a Idolmaster Cinderella Girl. So on Evolve, we're going to discard an Idolmaster card to heal 2 and then draw a card. That's cool. But on Super Evolve, when we get into the Super Evolve points, we can turn a enemy follower into an amulet. That's going to ping our enemy leader for 2 at the start of their main phase. And then to remove it, they're going to have to use 1 play point, remove 2 cards from their hand, and then they have to bury said follower. Well, that is an amulet now. But yeah, I agree, this ability is pretty interesting and good. Alrighty, next we have Kaede Tagaki Cinderella Girl. So she's a 3-cost 2/4 and she has Ward, but when she comes into play fanfare, you can select the enemy following the field. If there are at least 10 Idolmaster Cinderella Girl cards in your cemetery, you can destroy it. You can also activate for ~1 to engage this card and then discard a card to select the enemy following the field and destroy it. Alright, so it seems like this is a lot of hard removal, so having the 10 cards in your cemetery are going to allow you to have a ward that allows you to blow up a card, and then you can activate for ~1 in whatever Cinderella Girl deck that you are going to be playing to go ahead and remove another enemy follower off the field just by discarding a card. Alrighty, next we have Ease Santa Claus Cinderella Girl. So she's a 1-cost 1/2. When she comes into play fanfare, you look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put any number of cards from among them on the top of your deck in any order, and put the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. You can also activate for ~2 to look at the top card of your deck, and if it's an Idolmaster Cinderella Girl card, you may reveal it and add it to your hand. You can activate only once per turn. Alright, so it's a 1-cost card that allows you to look at the top 2 and arrange it in any order. So does that sound like any other deck that we've heard before? So most likely this is going to be good in the gold chip deck that's going to allow you to like peek at the top and do whatever that you need to for, you know, rearranging your deck in whatever order it needs to be in. But looking at the activate ability here, so as long as we're playing an Idolmaster deck, we're not going to miss on this activate. So being able to on turn 1 look at the top 2, whatever it's going to be, we can go ahead and ~2 to activate to look and get that card if we're playing the Idolmaster deck. Alrighty, next we have Miyu Mifuna Rogue Couture. So she's a 3-cost 3/3. When she comes into play fanfare, you search your deck for a 1-cost Idolmaster Cinderella Girl follower, summon it, and then shuffle. You can also activate for 1 play point and 1 lesson to engage this, and search your deck for a 1-cost Idolmaster Cinderella Girl follower, summon it, and then shuffle. Alright, I can already see the potential in combo here with Last Daylight here. So not only are you going to be just flooding the field with 1-cost followers, if you manage to have that card out, or at least able to activate Last Daylight within the next turn or the turn after this, those followers are going to get the +1 attack, and they're going to be swinging for a whole lot more damage. Alright, but next we have Kako Takafuji Lady Luck. So she's a 3-cost 3/3. You can evolve for 1, but you may re-roll dice once. Alright, so I'm assuming on her evolve ability, we're going to be looking at something that's going to be dealing with our dice. Alright, so looking at Kako Takafuji Evolve, so if you turn to a 4/4, you may re-roll dice once still, but on Evolve, you roll a 6-sided die. If you roll a 1, draw 2 cards. If you roll a 2, deal 3 damage each enemy leader and give your leader +3 defense. And if you roll a 3, each opponent buries a follower with the highest attack. Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, I love it when they show us cards like this, being able to roll a dice and just getting abilities in whatever situation we might need, because sometimes our opponent might not have a follower to bury, so we can re-roll that and then, you know, potentially hit some other hits there. So I think there's a lot of potential with this card. I really do like it. Now, however, is it going to be really good? It might be a different story, but I really do enjoy them having aspects here where we're able to roll die and have like lots of abilities that can be really helpful to us. Alright, but next up we have Kotoko Sonoji Pure Euphoria. So she's a 5-cost 4/4. You can evolve her for 1, but when she comes into play fanfare ~2, you can select enemy following the field and banish it. Alright, so if you are a Havencraft enjoyer, or I guess a cute enjoyer, being able to banish a follower is just going to be very helpful, just so we can stop those last words from happening, because there are lots of followers that have crazy last words that really help out our opponents. Alright, so looking at Kotoka Evolve, so she turns into a 5/5, but on Evolve you select any follow in the field and you banish it. Alright, so if you don't want to use the unevolved Lesson 2 ability, that is fine, because if you just evolve this follower, you can do the exact same thing. But if you need to remove more than just one follower off the field, I don't see the harm in doing both. Alrighty, next up we have Haruyuki Secret Blue Rose, so she's a 1-cost 2, and while there are at least 3 cool followers with Risa Matoba in its name on your field, this has Rush and Assail. But when Fanfare, if there's a follower with Risa Matoba in its name on your field, put a magical item token into your EX area. Alright, so you have 2 options here, so you can have the 3 cool followers, and this follower will have Rush and Assail, so that's pretty nice. And then you have the Risa Matoba play, which you can get the most off of by being able to have this Risa Matoba on field. The Risa Matoba Fanfare is going to let you look at the top 3, play any Idolmaster girl, and then having her on field, the Haruyuki that is, will allow you to get the magical item token as well if you have Risa Matoba. Alrighty, next we have Natalia 1001 Knight, so she's a 2-cost 2/2 and she has Rush, and while there are at least 5 passion cards in your cemetery, this has Assail and Bane, but when this card does come into play, Fanfare, you can discard a passion card and then draw a card. Alright, so this is another 2-cost passion card that's going to allow us to really filter out very nicely, so I really do like when passion is going to be able to do this because we're going to be looking for our boss monsters, and on top of that, as long as we have the 5 cards in our cemetery, this card can swing at a reserved follower, and it having Bane, that means we can hard remove something. Alright, and last but not least, we have a Sweet Romantic Summer, so it's a 3-cost amulet, so when it comes into play Fanfare, you can select enemy follower in the field. If there is an Idolmaster Cinderella Girl follower on your field, deal it 4 damage and give your leader +2 defense. But you can also activate for 1 play point and bury this card, and then you can search your deck for a follower with Shin Sato in its name, summon it, and then shuffle. You can activate if there are at least 10 passion cards in your cemetery. Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, I think this is my favorite card from Havencraft so far. So you can just set this up on the turn before that you want to play Shin Sato. You can pay the 1 play point, play Sato, draw a card, and then you get to evolve her for 6, play an 8-cost from your cemetery, and then start the pile on of bombs that you're gonna be playing that turn. Alrighty, and then here are our SPs. So we have the Eve Santa Claus and we have the Miyu Mifune. So these cards actually look really good. So if you're in the interest of picking these cards up, I hope you're able to acquire them. And for our text box lovers, we have the U's. So this is probably going to be the cards that we're going to be using in our decks. So if you're in the run for picking these up, I hope you're able to acquire them and sleeve them up. Or if you're going to collect them, that is your prerogative. Do whatever you want. But alrighty, soldiers, that is all of the cards for Havencraft. I'm not gonna lie, I was looking on Facebook and they said that the set has already been released, and I'm pretty sure we still have 1 more day, so I do find that very weird. If anyone also pays attention to the Facebook page, but hey, they might be on the, you know, who knows, they might already be a day ahead of us because they're probably in Japan or something like that. But anyways, make sure your soldiers are safe in whatever you do tonight and safe whatever you do for the rest of the year. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Yeah. TRINN. Just to get you away. What I got to do. What I got to do. Just to get you away. What I got to do.